Hello, this is Demon Phoenix with a Witcher 3 tutorial tip video, this time about the Skellige undiscovered locations. The Skellige Isles have a lot of question marks or undiscovered locations, and a lot of these need to be reached by boat, and they have some quite valuable items in, but it tends to be heavy items like armour and saddles. So you need to make sure that you maximise your inventory and do this as late as possible in the game so that you can get higher level items which sell for more crowns, and then you can use that to buy Witcher gear and things for starting New Game Plus. So what I tend to do is I wait until I've completed most of Blood and Wine and then use a potion of clearance and set up my skills differently based around the Cat Eyes mutation. Now Cat Eyes greatly increases the crossbow damage, and that's what you can use to take out all the enemies whilst you're sailing. So here we have the first 3 skills in the crossbow tree, and also Deadly Precision, and then we have some adrenaline skills like Resolve, Razor Focus and Undying, just to make the attack power increase from the Greater Mutagens, because that's what crossbow's based on. You have Heightened Tolerance and Acquired Tolerance, because we'll be using 3 decoctions and also some potions, and if you have any points left over you can look at getting Tissue Transmutation or Protective Coating, and if you have enough, Synergy, and put Synergy in the spare slot that you see there. We also have the Steady Shot, which increases crossbow damage by 25%, and Trick Shot, general skill, which lets you fire twice, which is a brilliant skill for this and just makes it a little bit easier. And then we also have Strong Back, because we're trying to maximise the inventory space that we have. We've got the Beauclair saddlebags, and with Strong Back that means you have 230 inventory space. Now what you can also do is make sure that you have one of the DLC saddles, like here I'm just about to buy the Undiscovered saddle, because the DLC saddles have 0.01 weight, whereas normal saddles are really heavy. So you can have the Undiscovered saddle as your equipped saddle, and then when you pick up another saddle from one of the caches or something like that, you can swap the Undiscovered saddle for the heavy saddle. So the Undiscovered saddle then comes in your inventory, and the heavy saddle goes onto Roach, and as long as the heavy saddle is on Roach it doesn't count against your inventory weight. You can see that here because I'm already wearing a heavy saddle and I switch it for the Undiscovered saddle, and you can see that the inventory goes up 19, because once the saddle is in your inventory it counts against your weight. So the actual gear that we use for this, we have any sword that you want with preservation, and I have the Viper armor set from Hearts of Stone because it provides decent resistances and we don't want to take a lot of damage, but moreover it's the lightest armor. You can see I've absolutely gutted the inventory by putting everything that weighs anything in the stash, so that's all your trophies and items, any swords and armor like that, and then making sure that I have the right oil on the sword there. The only thing I've kept is a couple of weapon repair kits in case you do need to use the sword. So you can see we've got over 1000 crossbow damage with this setup, and we're using the most damaging and lightest crossbow that you can get, which is one of the Toussaint crossbows, either the one you get for completing the Warble of a Smith and Knight quest, or the one that you can get from various pickups, which is the Toussaint crossbow. The decoctions that we're using, we've got the Water Hag decoction, which adds 50% damage at maximum health, and I've just used Thunderbolt there as well because that also increases the attack damage. And the other decoction we've got is the Troll decoction for constant health regen, and also the Fiend decoction, which gives us a further inventory space of plus 20. So one of the things you also want to make sure you do is take off enemy upscaling, because this isn't about the inventory, the experience that you get from killing the enemies, it's about farming these items, and that doesn't matter what level the enemies are. So we make the enemies as low as possible so they die in as few shots as possible. So you can see here that you can actually fire whilst sailing the boat. If you didn't know that, you can just hit the R right bumper, I think that'd be R1 on the PS4, and the double shots that you can do can also be fired whilst you're steering the boat and the siren jumps up at the side like that. You can actually take them out. So use those little tricks and that'll kill them a little bit sooner. If your boat takes damage or when your inventory's full, don't forget that you can fast travel from the boat. So if you're steering the boat and you're actually sat in the boat steering it, you can find one of the anchors on the fast travel part of the map, and that will actually transport you back. So when you've done this and you've taken a few hours to clear out all of these, like you can see here, you can see that I have 134,000 crowns, where at the start of the video, if you compare it, I had only 60, so it is worth doing. Hope you find that useful. Thank you for watching, and sub for more vids. Thank you.